Hello everyone, welcome for this new tutorial. Today we'll have a look on how to create trees again. We will use modular tree add-on but with Blender 2.8. So I did a video with this kind of workflow with Blender 2.79, but Maxim did release a new version of the add-on for Blender 2.8 and I wanted to share with you how to use it. So let's go ahead, and here what you will need for this tutorial will be this here. You will need some bark texture that you can download from a place that I will show you. You will need some leaves texture as well, and you will need the modular tree add-on that you can download where I will tell you just now. So let's go there, and when you search on Google here, modular tree 2.8 here, you will have a first link that you will go into here, and you will go into this link Blender 2.8 there, and you will see that you can clone or download the Blender 2.8 version of the add-on. So now here for download the textures, you can go into PBR textures, cgbookcase.com. so it's a very good website that you can download textures CC0 for free. So don't hesitate to give him a little tip to help him to manage this work, because he made a lot. You can see that you have a lot of categories available there. You can download some wood. So here I did download here into the leaves and plants the texture here to make the tutorial, and here into the bark texture. Where is it here? Okay, the bark texture, I think I took maybe that one, bark 7, or I don't, yeah, it may be about bark 3 for the tutorial that we will do. So anyway, like this you can create your bark materials into the trees that we will create, and the leaves as well. So let's go and use and enable first of all into Blender 2.8. We will go there and we will go into Edit Preferences and enable the add-on. So we will go to Install, and then into the right folder here, I will find here the folder where I did put the .zip modular tree Blender 2.8.zip here. So I just select this one and install add-on from file. I don't do any unzipping or whatever, just select the file and install add-on. Okay, me, I did it already. So when it's done, you will find here, when you search tree into here your add-ons, you will find here add mesh M3. So it's modular tree. You just enable it, and that's it. You close the preferences and you have the add-on available. So now you will see here you will see my shortcuts that will appear there, thanks to Jayanam for that, and I will just select everything and remove everything with X. Okay, and now we would like to go to the add-on, and to enable the add-on we will have to open a new interface. So we'll go here, and when the cross appear, when you are between the two interfaces like that, you can just click and drag and make a new interface. And we would like here to go into M3 not 3. So M3 not 3 has a node system completely for the add-on. Okay, so we'll just create a new tree, new node tree, and we will call it basic tree, just as an example like that. Okay, so when we have a basic tree that is here, we have the possibility now with Shift A to add some nodes. And basically, to make a tree, you don't need a lot of complicated nodes. You just need a trunk node here in the beginning, and then you will add, after a Shift A, a branch node, and you will just click and drag to join the two here like that, and you will need here 3 parameters. And with these 3 nodes, you have already so much possibilities. So here I show you just how it looks when you make an execute tree like that. You will have a tree, and that's it, it's done. So very quick, very simple, but a lot of options that we will discover a little more in depth. So first of all, you can here into the tree parameters, you can randomize the tree if you want. So if you select the tree, it will work. So you can just select the tree and randomize the tree if you need to have different seeds into your tree like that, and you will see, and when you have a shape that you like, you will just keep it like this, but with the settings here. When you change a setting here, for the trunk, it's everything related to the basic trunk of the tree here. So for example, if I put a length at 15, I will have a tree that is less big, okay, just like that, but the length of the branches and everything will stay the same, okay? So let's say I would like something around 20 and make execute tree again. Then I can manage the radius of it. If I want something bigger, like 0.6, I will just make an execute tree and it will increase the radius of it, just simple as it is. And you can manage the resolution of it, you can manage the shape of it, or even the randomness if you want something a little more curvy. So you will go with 0.25 maybe in randomness here, you can increase that, and if you execute the tree, you see that we have now something far more curvy than before. So interesting way and very powerful way to manage the shape, the global shape of your tree here. Okay, you have here the axis attraction. So if you put it up, it will go down, I think. Execute tree again. No, it will go up. Okay, and if you put 0.1 there and make an execute tree again, you can see that the curve is stronger. So let's put 0.5 for that one and let's make an execute tree, and we have already something good. So now for the branch node, already I will not show you all the details or on all the settings there. You see that you have a lot already, but what is important to remind just for the branch, you can manage the amount of it, the global amount of the branches that you have here. So let's say if you put 10, you will have less, okay? If you put 20, you will have more. So it's easy to manage this. You can manage the split angle. If you put 0.8, for example, here, it will change the global angle of the beginning of the branch here. So it can be interesting for some species of trees like that. You can, I will put maybe something like 0.7 here. It will be good for our purpose. You can manage the radius of the branches. You can manage here the length of the branches. If I want bigger branches like 8 like this, it will grow more, okay? Something that is important too is here, so we have the resolution, the randomness too. If I want something a little crazy, I will put a randomness high, and it will just put here some crazy branches everywhere. So maybe somewhere near 0.2 will be enough, okay, for randomness. And you can even manage here the split probability. So it means you will have more crossing and splitting probability here. So let's go ahead with 0.3 there, and you can see that now I have something with more subdivisions inside. So it's a very powerful system and gives already a lot of options. The gravity strength here, if I put it to 0, so you will have something that will go up like that. And if I put it here near 0.9 here, it will go somewhere down like this. So interesting to manage that here too. I will put something around 0.5 in, and it will give me already a nice shape that I'm happy with. Okay, and the floor avoid here, it's when you go too far with this gravity strength, like 0.9 for example, or even 2, let's say, or 5, to go really down like that. You can see that it will cross here the ground if we don't take care of it. And here the floor avoid, it's the parameter to keep here the branches cutted just with that. So here I come back with more normal values, like somewhere around 0.5 we told it had a nice result like that, and we will maybe keep it like this for creating our tree here. So that's it for the basic node parameters. Here you can increase the resolution, and if you just go there and enable here the wireframe, you can see that here you have a low resolution here by default. So here it's a preview, but if I enable the final and make an execute tree again, it will just join the branches here and it will make a full resolution there. And 16 is the number of vertices that you will have on the trunk here by default. And if you increase this resolution here and make a tree again, it will give more vertices here. Okay, as you can see, I select my tree, I put 20, and I will have more loops there. So interesting to manage it like that. Maybe somewhere about 14 will be good to have something low poly, but not too much. Yeah, 16 was a good value actually. And execute tree again. Okay, so good. Now we have a tree that is ready to go, and it's already a lot of features that we can manage just with this. But you have even more feature and more complex features. Like for example, if you add another tree here into another node here, like a root node here, it will create here some roots, okay, into your tree, and can be very interesting for managing this kind of shapes too. So the roots node is here, and it wasn't here into 2.79 here, so that's why it's important that I show you this. You have other nodes like the split nodes and the grow node. The grow node, you can put it sometimes after, sometimes it's not stable. I will see here and make an execute tree again. Yeah, it will work this time, and you can see that it's add more growing things after the first one, so it can be interesting to manage it like that. You can increase the gravity strength as well, like here I will put 0.6 and maybe a length a little less, like 3, and make an execute tree again, and you will see that it will work already a little better. I can even increase the gravity strength stronger, like execute tree, and like this only the tip of the branches will go down like this. The rest of the branches will stay just here. So it's good to can separate these two nodes and can manage these two nodes separately just like that. Okay, so we have already a really nice shape to manage our tree. Maybe we can put something a little less big here, like 7, and a little more split probability like 0.33, and here a little more randomness like 0.2, and here a little more strength into the gravity strength. I would try with 4 and make an execute tree again, and look at this tree. Isn't that nice? So really nice shape, really easily, and a lot of parameters to play with and to have a nice shape here. What is good with this new version here too, is that you have the possibility to use some presets. So here I have my basic tree, I'm happy with it. I will just close this and create a new one, okay? Like this I will still have my two nodes trees into my list, but here let's say this one I would like to call it preset, because I will show you the presets. No, not presets, presets. Ooh, I have problem tonight. Good. And here what is good, it's that you can just go into the M3 tab here and you have some presets available. You have the default tree and it will make something very simple like we did in the beginning here, but you have the possibility to, let's say for example the old oak here, and load the preset again and make an execute tree. And if you wait a little, because it's a lot of memory for this one, you will have, look at this tree, something very beautiful and looks like an old oak as it says. And if you go there, you have a Scott spine too, load preset again, and here just make an execute tree again, and you will have here exactly what you want. So it will work very quick. After you just have to change a bunch of options, like here we have the spruce, and if you load the preset and make an execute tree again, you will have a spruce like that, okay? But let's say you would like something younger maybe on that spruce, so maybe something with a length like 8 for this time, and less maybe branches, like maybe this time it will be 50, so somewhere around this, and you execute tree again, and you will have something just a little different, maybe a length like 6 will be better for this one, okay, and you will have something, yeah, different to change the length a little, and you will create very quick variations just by changing this, okay? What you can do too, when you have a preset that you like, you can randomize your tree, and let's say I'm happy with that one, okay, I make a Shift D and move it here, this one, and this one I would like to change it, so I just make a randomized tree, and I have another version with the same parameters, but different seeds to create it, so it will just be different trees, but that have more or less the same shape and the same parameters. So very quick and easy way to create some variations like that. Okay, let's come back to our basic tree here, and let's say that here we would like to create leaves now, because for now we just have the basic shape of the tree, nothing crazy, but yeah, it's a good tree, but we would like some leaves. And what is good with this? I will maybe go until 16, not too high. Yes, remove the first one. Yeah, this one is not that bad. Okay, so let's say I would like to use that one to play with my leaves. So now if I enable create leaves, you can see that I need an object leaf to put it and create the here the particle system that will take the leaves after. So I will come back in a more normal setting here to my view, and I will just now hide my tree like this. I know it's here, and I will just work with it after. And I will go into orthographic view there and add another node that we didn't see yet. It's the twig node. The twig node now creates the twigs directly by a node. You just have to execute and you will have a twig with leaves and everything. So with material too, if you go into render view here, you will see that there is a material into it with random material into the leaves and everything well done. And yeah, from under it looks very good. So yeah, you have something that works very quick, just like that. You can change here if you want some serrate, so you will have this kind of leaves here, or if you want some palmatisate, here you will have another kind of shape like that. So a lot of possibilities. You can change the seed, for example, and execute again, and it will change the global shape of it. You can change the length if you want something less big, like 1.5 here, and execute again. It will give you the same amount of leaves, but with less big twigs like that. So another time, very powerful system, because you can just manage the twigs as you want, and you just have to make a Shift D Y to have another iteration of it. So let's say I would like another shape, so I would say a length of 1, okay, branch number like 4 here, and increase a little the radius, another seed, and some randomness a little more, and let's create another one. So we have another one now. Good. So with Shift D Y again, I have another twig that I will use for my tree, and a last one maybe here with another seed again, and maybe a length a little bigger, like 2, and more branches again, and make an execute, and we have another tree. If you are not happy with the result, you just take another seed until you are happy. So me, I will say that this one is not that bad, and it's still different than this one. Okay, then we have 3 twigs now that we would like to use with our tree. So perfect. Let's go and come back with our tree available there. Okay. So this one I would like now to can create the leaves, and to can create the leaves I just have to point here a twig, whatever the twig it will be. You cannot put the three at once for now, but I will show you how to do that now after. And just after, you just make an execute tree, and it will give you here already all the leaves into the tree directly, just like that. Okay, you can choose the size of the leaves, if you want the amount of the leaves here, everything that you want to choose, you can. Okay, so just here starting now, I can see that the leaves are really too little, and I would like more randomized, and I would like to put here, there's two other twigs that I did create, so this one and this one. So how to do that? Let's hide again our tree here, and let's put our twigs here into another layer. Not another layer, but into a new here collection. So this collection, I will just go and create it with M here, and I will create a new collection, and this collection will be twigs, as it's twigs. And so now we have a new collection here. Good. Let's now come back into our tree. So you see that it did create an object leaf inside the tree here, that is parented to the tree that is here, and this object here has here a particle system. So into the particle system, we will use into the render, we will not use a render as object, we will render as collection, and the collection will be the twigs. And now we have random shape with the three objects directly into our tree, just like that. You can, to have a little more randomness and to create a bigger size, you could just manage the scale here and add a bigger size, just like that. Okay, and look at this, it looks really like a tree now. And you can just maybe a little less big, and you can just increase the scale randomness to make feel that there are little leaves and big leaves. So just to have something that looks more natural. So you can increase the randomness like that. You will have old leaves and young leaves, and it will create a better effect. Then you unselect everything, and look, you have really a nice looking tree now, just with these parameters. It will look just awesome. So now if I would like to create a material, okay, the add-on did think about it, and if I just append the material here, I will have a list of materials available for make here the bark. So it doesn't work very well with EV yet, but with cycles it's really cool. So I will go into rendered view here, and I will go in cycles. Let's go there in cycles, and I will put my GPU because it will start to be a lot of memory to use with more than 3 million here to render and vertices to render. So I will just add here a lamp to make my scene simple. So I will just add a sun, just like that. Okay, and the sun, I will put it here. And as I don't want my sun to be inside this collection here, I will just click and drag my sun into this collection, and like this it will not make something crazy like a lot of duplicated sun everywhere. So here we can just make the rotation of the sun a little to have this kind of lighting here, and go into the sun options and make a strength like 4, and maybe as it's a sun we want something a little more yellowish, maybe somewhere around here, and it will be good. Nice. And we will duplicate this sun here with Shift D and make a rotation like that to have the other side of the lighting, but this one we will not cast shadow, and we will just put a strength at 1, around 1, and or maybe even 0.2. we will see how it will look after. And we would like something into near the blue values to have a nice yeah, contrasted lighting between the two lights, just like that. Maybe increase this one a little, like 0.5, and we will have a nice lighting, just like this. So now we can just make tests for our tree, and maybe I will just disable the leaves to not have too much into my scene, and I can just focus into the material of my tree, just like that. So let's go into the materials, and after did happen the materials here, you have a birch material that works pretty well. You have here an oak material that works good too, and you have a pine here, and here in the bottom you should find here redwood. That should work too. Okay, but more or less I think that the best here, it's really the birch. The first one is really impressive and works very well for create this kind of bark material like that. So a very good point that they did create this, but it doesn't work well with Eevee. So if I go into Eevee, for example, and that I choose this one, it will work pretty well. But if I choose another one, like for example, let's say the oak, you can see that I will have nothing here. And it will not work because the texture system into that they did use to create it doesn't work with Eevee. So what we will have to do sometimes it's to create our shader manually. So that's what we will do into the next minute. And for this, I will just use the textures that I did show you before. So let's create a new material. Let's keep and stay here into Eevee. And let's create a new material. So I will remove that one here and create a new material, and this one will be a bark, just bark, and we will see. And we will just go there and go into the shader editor, and we will just use the textures that we have from the website that I did show you before, and we will just click and drag the textures inside Blender, just like that. So the color will be here and it will give the color. Nice. So here the roughness is here and it will give the roughness. So you just have to click and drag. It's easy. For the normal map, it's a little more complex. So yeah, you will have to manage this a little differently. So we will go there and put the normal map here, and you just have to put another node between the two. So you just have to put here a vector normal map that you will just click and drag like this, from color to color and from normal to normal here. And you will have now starting to have a nice material with nice reflections and everything with the normal map. But just be careful to use here the color space as non-color data, okay? And it will be even better, okay? So now you have the nice shader. You can even add some ambient occlusion if you want. I really recommend you to see my full training about environment creation. You will see everything that is related to that, but more or less it's easy to create just like that. Then after, you can add here into the color space just color, for example, RGB curves to manage if you tell yourself, okay, I would like less red or more red, or maybe more contrasty colors, just like this, okay, to create something a little more contrasty, and it will work directly, okay? So you have the shader here, bark, and let's say you would like to have your own texture of leaves now. As you can see here, when we come back here to the, let's come back to the M3 node editor here, and I come back with my basic tree preset. When you come back to the twig node, you have the possibility to use the three first one that we did see, and you have the custom. And when you have the custom, you have the possibility to select your own leaf, okay? So as the tutorial is a little long already, I did just create a leaf very quick like that. So I just take the same parameters that the add-on give us, but I will just add I did just add my own texture here and mix the alpha value with a transparent shader, and like this I have transparency, just like that, very easy. So I just make a Ctrl+C here to copy this object, and I will just put it into my tree. Okay, so now let's hide our tree that it will not disturb us like this. Okay, and let's hide here the twigs, and let's make a Ctrl+V, and now I should have here the plane that is here. Okay, so now I have it here. You can see that this material by default doesn't work well with Eevee, so if you want it to work well with Eevee, you just have to go there into Alpha Clip and here Alpha Clip as well. Good, and now you have the transparency. And be careful that the beginning of the leaf has to be really into the 3D cursor in the center here. So when I'm in front view here, I really need to have everything that will start here. It's really important to have a nice shape and a nice render. Good, so when I have this and I'm happy with that, I just select this as a custom, okay, and I hide it with H, and now I just have to make an execute, and look at that. I will have my own texture into my twig, so exactly what I wanted to do. Perfect, so okay, I have the first, Shift-D into the y-axis, okay, good, and I will make randomize with a new seed and maybe a new length again, okay, and a branch number different and another one. That's good. And with Shift-D, sorry, into the y-axis, I have a new branch just like that. And another time I will select this one, and maybe this time it will be less branch numbers, a length around 1.2, and new seed again, and execute again, and I have a new branch just like that, and I'm happy with this. So I will select these three objects here, and with M I will put it into a new collection again. This new collection will be twig 2 or twig custom twigs, or as you want. So it will be twig 2 here for me, and I will just enable back my tree, the first one, and my leaves here, and into my leaves parameter, into the particle system, I will not choose now the twigs, but I will choose the twigs 2. And look at this, we have everything we want now, and it looks pretty nice, even in Eevee, works pretty well, as you can see. Okay, maybe just a little bit less big, somewhere around that, and look at this nice tree, it's really realistic. So yeah, a lot of possibilities now with this add-on. So I really like the fact that we can now make some custom leaves just with our own leaves, and you can see that it decreases a lot the number of vertices. Now I have 2 millions and it was 3 millions something before. So yeah, a lot of possibilities with this nice add-on to create nice trees like that. So I really recommend you to play with it. Just a little trick that I didn't show you, and after I finish, here if you manage your tree texture, you can see that by default it has this size, but if you want something bigger or less big, you just go into the material here, the shader editor, and if you have Node Wrangler add-on enabled with Ctrl+T, you will select here a texture, and with Ctrl+T it will give some coordinates into your texture, and you will put these coordinates, this vector, the same for the 3 textures into your shader there, and you can see that here I can just now manage the scale of it. So let's say I take this 3 with click and drag, and I will put a scale at 3, so I will have less big texture there, so maybe more realistic for what we need. Now there's 3 objects, we can hide it, we can put back our leaves, and we have a nice tree to show or to import into the scene that you want to put in. So nice tree in your garden, just easy to make. Don't hesitate to use that. It's really powerful system and far better than the old add-on sapling tree that we had before. So thanks again to Maxime to code this. I come back here to Maxime Erpin. So yeah, thanks again to you. It's a really good job you made. So if you want to know more about environment creation, I really recommend you to go to my full training. I will give you the link into the description of the video, and enjoy creating trees with Blender, and see you soon.